So I've just been for a swim, as has Tynan, because during the night the boat swung and it wrapped around that bloody ladder again. We could only drag it so far because it's really heavy. So we've just been in the water, flicked the chain over the top, pulled the chain, and now we're actually motoring across the bay. So this weekend there is a forecast that there's going to be some Bora winds, which out in the Adriatic in some sections predict winds coming up with 50 knots. So we were just chatting to another guy in the bay that we're in, and he said if we come over here it's mud and it's really quite well protected. So yeah, we're just having a little bit of a nice motor, then we'll reset the anchor and have a slight change of scenery and some peace of mind that we've got a better holding before this weather hits. Hopefully it doesn't hit us too bad here because we've got quite a bit of protection, but you never know.
Like everyone says, you look for that massive high weather thing forming over the mountains.
Your forecaster is letting down the tank. Oh, you waked up!
This is going to be reasonably protected from this now too.
Might actually see the chain on the ground.
Okay.
It's too murky. This is about the visibility bit of the boat. You can't see any further than that, so I think we'll be able to dive the chain today. It's still relatively early in the morning at the moment, but as you can see behind me, it's really calm, really beautiful, peaceful morning. This is not supposed to last. According to the predict wind forecast and windy as well, there is supposed to be a Bora wind coming through this afternoon, so it forms at the very top of the Adriatic and just sweeps the whole way through, which is why we're anchored where we are. So it'll be really interesting to see how things change and the conditions change between now, when it's just so nice, and this afternoon. It seems to have just hit, because we were sitting here and it was like 10 knots, and now all of a sudden it's just started blowing consistently between 25 and 30. We have just been blown sideways.
I don't want to hit the castle, I want to keep spinning.
All day the wind's been blowing from behind me, which is the coast, which obviously where we are is bad, but it's supposed to come from over the land, and right now we are just all of a sudden spinning. Someone's happy because, yeah, we don't want to go over there and visit that castle. And the dog's inside. But it's swinging.
Saying it dragged 10 meters before it reset.
Yeah, like it clearly dragged and hooked it, and then it bit. And it was about 10 meters, just looking at the movement before it bit. Saka XL, 40 kilos.
Happy?
I think it was Henry sold it to me. Anchor something was the business over east. It's made in Australia. Yeah. Good anchor. Keep spinning. Keep spinning. Oh, beach views. I set this up for dinner tonight. Those guys over there were laughing. I was doing a didgeridoo dance on the roof when the wind spun around. There was two of them hanging over the edge, just like, because I know what I was.
What you've been aiming
Well,
for now?
it's been a gamble all day. We've sat here in the mud all day long, get slapped with wind. Then we all got worried when the 32 knots hit us. And then it just whipped around.
Spinny boys.
Now we're almost there. We're almost at the hill. Now we're just going to deal with the BMCs that are going to die from earlier.
Well, you look at the MFD and there's just like one distinct line where it's just being whipped from one side all the way around to the other. Wait, look, feel it. Cold air, feel that.
That is cool.
I don't care if I drag now, it doesn't matter.
To the national parks.
The luck dragon.
Not even erect. At least the bridle was erect in Cape Verde.
Then bang, and then swung.
Are you comfortable there? Is that good, is it?
After a couple of days over in the Kaštel Gomilica area, the Bora has passed now and we're ready to go see somewhere new. So we picked up anchor first thing this morning and we're going to head to an anchorage near Trogir. Now to get there we've got to go out of this bay, around an island and then back in. So it should be a good couple hours out on the water before finding our spot for the night.
Almost done! Sorry.
Rose's face was like, what just happened?
I just had an outburst of below deck. Almost done!
Oh, quick, throw yourself sideways. Below deck sailing, half our kitchen has to go sideways now.
I'm a catamaran. Just doesn't happen.
We just arrived, got anchored just before the rain hit. It's now raining, but I think we're about to get hit by something a little more. And it does not look very pleasant, so I think it's time to just go inside, enjoy one of these mountain ciders, and dry off a little too. So we're gonna head off and take Rose for a walk somewhere over there and see what there is to see. You are very happy about this development, aren't you? You're ready for walks. Come on.
Wait. Alright, go on. Jump. You'll be right, dude. Just let it drift out.
Yeah.
Come on. Around.
Back in Australia, we used to go camping with the dirt bikes. and we bring Rose along, and she would just go absolutely feral for the entire time that we were out there. At the end of it, she'd be like this weird browny grey colour. You put her in the bath and the whole bath water just went black. It was disgusting. She was extremely happy, but she just went absolutely feral, and I think we're going to get a reappearance of that.
It's like a switch flicks. It's like a switch flicks in your head, isn't it?
Switch flicks in her head, and the next thing you know, she's covered in mud and sleeping under a bush.
You wonder who did this, don't you?
Yeah.
These all look like weird little settlements.
Is that another house down there?
That's a road down to the water.
What about that?
Yeah, they're all little houses. Off the face.
You are well pleased to be back in the bushes, aren't you, Rose?
She just loves it, I think. It's been cut like a little alcove. So much work's gone into this.
We're about halfway up the hill now. As you can see, the bay with Lagra is behind me, and there is just so many stone structures, little buildings, roads, walls. It's incredible to think how much effort it would have taken for people to move all these stones for a settlement that's now just falling in ruins. So yeah, these are kind of, when we're going for a hike, we like to go and look around places like this, see something new. Oh, you full on fussed yourself just then, baby girl. As you can see, we've made it a fair way up so far, to the detriment of my legs that are just covered in scratches, and there's still a way to go. But I remember when we were coming in on our way down from Monfalcone, we could actually see these windmills from the ocean. So I'm wondering if when we pop up over the top of the hill, we might be able to see the Adriatic, which will be pretty cool. Before we left Australia, one of the things that we did to get Rose ready to come and live on a boat was we put her through snake training. So basically what it is, a certified guy in Perth, where we're from, and he has a collection of different snakes, I suppose you call it, and using a shock collar and the snakes, he basically teaches the dogs not to go near it. I felt so bad when we did it, but the thought of Rose getting bitten by a snake is so much worse than that.
He zapped our arm, it's nothing, it's like a weird sensation.
I felt so bad that I actually got the guy to zap me the same strength as he had zapped Rose, and I will say she reacted kind of like Wile E. Coyote, and it was not that bad. But we've only seen one snake since then, and she did kind of like freeze up just before it came out and start backing away, which is what we want. Hopefully that training continues to work now, because it's been a while since she's sniffed a snake, I think. So, and she's a naturally curious dog, which is both awesome and terrifying. You have a fuzzy butt. So over there we have Liga, and over here is Trogir, and behind that is Kaštel Gomilica, where we were the other day, but you can also see the mountains, which is really nice. We started all the way down there in that little blue patch, and we finally made it.
Weird place, eh? That's that anchorage. It's supposed to be quiet.
Oh yeah.
Grubby.
Oh, okay. That's insane, isn't it? All the...
Wait. I'll pose. This has changed me. I used to be a tourist. Climbing these hills made me a traveller.
Tell you what, it'd be cool to boot a drone up here. So with that, we've made it to the top of the hill. It's time to start making our way down. Hopefully not be doing that in the dark, but traditionally we pretty much always end up climbing down hills in the dark, including one very interesting experience in China. And then it'll be dinner and cider. We had to crash our way through the bushes and the forest a little bit to get back down here, but we're at the water's edge, so we now need to call Uber Tynan to come pick us up